Routes of exposure. Chemicals can enter the body through several routes of exposure, including inhalation, ingestion, and skin contact. Inhalation. Inhalation is a common route of exposure for chemicals that are in the form of gases, vapors, or particulates. Chemicals that are inhaled can enter the lungs and be absorbed into the bloodstream, where they can cause harm to the body. Ingestion. Ingestion is a route of exposure for chemicals that are swallowed or eaten. Chemicals that are ingested can enter the bloodstream through the digestive system, where they can cause harm to the body. Skin contact. Skin contact is a route of exposure for chemicals that come into contact with the skin. Chemicals that are absorbed through the skin can enter the bloodstream and cause harm to the body. Conclusion. In conclusion, chemicals are essential to our modern way of life, but some can be harmful to human health and the environment. Organic chemicals, inorganic chemicals, and biochemicals are the three main types of chemicals. The toxicity of a chemical depends on several factors, including its concentration, the route of exposure, and the duration of exposure. Acute toxicity and chronic toxicity are two types of toxicity that can result from exposure to chemicals. Understanding the types of chemicals and their toxicity is important for minimizing the risks associated with chemical use and exposure. Skin contact is a route of exposure for chemicals that can enter the body through the skin. This type of exposure can occur when a person comes into direct contact with a chemical, or when a chemical is released into the environment and comes into contact with the skin. Skin contact can result in various health effects, ranging from mild irritation to more serious conditions such as chemical burns and systemic toxicity. The skin is the body's largest organ and is designed to protect the body from external factors. However, some chemicals can penetrate the skin and enter the bloodstream, where they can cause harm to the body. The degree of skin penetration depends on several factors, including the concentration and properties of the chemical, the condition of the skin, and the duration of contact. Skin irritation is a common effect of chemical exposure through skin contact. Skin irritation can cause redness, itching, and swelling, and can be caused by both acidic and basic chemicals. For example, exposure to acidic chemicals such as sulfuric acid can cause chemical burns, while exposure to basic chemicals such as sodium hydroxide can cause skin irritation and corrosion. Systemic toxicity is a more serious effect of chemical exposure through skin contact. Systemic toxicity occurs when a chemical enters the bloodstream and causes harm to the body's internal organs. The degree of toxicity depends on the properties of the chemical, the concentration of the chemical, and the duration of exposure. Some chemicals can cause systemic toxicity at very low concentrations, while others may only be toxic with prolonged exposure. Chemicals that are commonly associated with skin contact include solvents, detergents, pesticides, and industrial chemicals.